I died on a field where the ravens fed well, where the cold took my breath and my body fell. But my voice found a vessel, a man made of stone, who carries the dead so we're never alone.
He hears every name,
every last dying cry.
He holds every warrior who wasn't ready to die. Born death whisper, burden and blade, the living and dead in a single man made. They say I was born with the veil torn apart, with one eye on the living and death in my heart. I heard the first voice when I was 7 years old, a warrior who fell in the winter's first cold. He told me his name, he told me his word. He said, carry my story, that's what you were born for. And since that cold morning I've never been quiet. 1,000 dead voices, an unending riot. I walk into battle with armies of ghosts, the ones that the living have forgotten the most. They guide every strike, they sharpen my blade, they scream in my soul till the enemies are made. Some call it madness, I call it a gift. The dead need a vessel, I give them a lift. Drawn death whisper, the fear of war, born to remember what the living ignore. I don't fight for glory, I fight for their names. Every soul that I carry, every one of their flames. And when this is over, when my blood hits the snow, I'll join them in silence. Death whisper,
fight for them between the worlds, between the graves. Death whisper for the brave.
We chose him before he could choose himself. We filled every corner of his mind like a shelf. Every battle he fights, we are there in the storm. Every wound that he takes keeps our memory warm. I was the first, I was 17, cut down in the battle, too brutal to dream. But Bjorn held my name in the furnace of his chest and carried me forward. I gave him my rest. We are not haunting him, we are holding him up. When the world tries to empty a giant's cup, we pour ourselves in. We remind him why a man with a dead at his back cannot die.
When you see him standing alone in the field,
eyes closed in the chaos,
eyes closed in the chaos,
unbreaking and still,
know that he's listening,
know that we're here.
10,000 voices whispering clear. Death whisper, hear the falling whisper, carry them all between the living and the dead. 1,000 voices in his heart. Death whisper of bone, death whisper never alone. The dead don't rest, they march with him.
John Death whisper,
fight for them between the worlds,
between the graves,
between the graves. Death whisper for
I am not afraid of the dark of the grave. I've been living inside it since before I was brave. Every scar on my body is a name that I keep. Every night that I close my eyes, I don't sleep. I'll walk the line between the living and gone, and I'll keep walking it until I pass on. But until that day, I am iron in breath. Beyond death whisper, the living face of death.
we will carry him when his legs finally break, and we will hold him when the living forsake. He gave us his mind, we give him our strength. We'll march beside him, whatever the length. Between the worlds we stand as one, the dead and living never done. Iron and ghost, frost in the cave. Death whisper marches forth.
At the edge of the last field I'll ever walk, I hear them clearly, no longer just talk. They're telling me something I've always known, that no man who carries the dead is alone. I raise my blade, I close my eyes, I let all 10,000 voices rise. We charge as one, the living and dead. Every name ever spoken, every oath ever said. The enemy sees only one man in the field. They don't see the army, they don't see the shield of fallen warriors who stand at my back. A ghost storming, marching, and we don't hold back. When I fall and I will on some cold ground, let them say that a whisper was the loudest sound. Let them carve on my stone in the language of the dead. He carried us on till the last words were said.
Join death whisper,
Where the frost meets the flame,
where the legend unfolds.
I've walked for the fallen,
I fought for the fallen,
I fought for their name,
and I'll meet them in Valhalla, where no one reclaims. Death whisper, death whisper.
1,000 voices.
Death whispers